Well, hello there. It's that time again. You know what time it is. Time for the blog that truly blazes. Here on this beautiful day of May 4th, 2012, here in my home away from home, Modern Zen. As I do every week, I'm going to go over the energies of the end of last week's reading, what we're coming into now, and what lies ahead of us towards the end of this week. Now, it's going to be an interesting ride, so do pay attention, please. Okay, the first card is the last card of the previous week's reading, and this card is the Queen of Swords. Ooh, looks pretty severe. This lady floating on a cloud, sword in one hand, guy's head in another. She doesn't look too happy. Okay, it tends to be our ability to potentially undercut ourselves with our own thinking. It's letting the mind get away from itself, letting the mind race ahead, tearing things down instead of building things up. That's a tendency that is easy to fall into. We don't have to go there, but you may have found yourself full of analytical energy. You may have found yourself criticizing your own ideas, your own actions, and taking just things in a very harsh light. We certainly do not have to do that, and we want to be on guard on that, okay, because it's easy to fall into that, and there are some energies running this week that are going to be a bit on the challenging side. So let's go ahead and take a look at the next card. Okay, next card is Ten of Wands. Now, this is definitely a challenging card, and what this is, it's Saturn in Sagittarius. It's usually depicted in the Rider-Waite as a guy carrying 10 big sticks on his back. It's taking on an awful lot of responsibility. It's taking on a load. And you know what also is, because it's Saturn in Sag, Saturn is restriction. Sagittarius wants to explore. So it can make us feel bottlenecked. It can make us feel frustrated, like we can't seem to move forward the way that we want to, because we have too much around us restricting us, too many inhibitions. Now, the answer to this is, I would suggest, for one thing, meditating upon the Ace of Cups. It's the opposite energy. In the Kabbalah, okay, the 10 is at the bottom, the aces are at the top of the tree of life. So what you're doing is you're bringing in higher energy, which in turn is going to wash away restriction, blockages, and just make things flow more smoothly. So taking time to relax, taking time to be at ease, not letting yourself feel pressured, not letting yourself feel jammed, I think that's the best course of action, and that's going to treat you well this week. And these energies are going to lessen by the end of the week, as we're going to see in the next card. The next card is the Five of Wands. Now, the Five of Wands, of course, is a lesser version of the Ten of Wands. It's Saturn in Leo. So we have Saturn in Sag, which is our urge to explore, and Leo, which is our desire to stand on the stage and express ourselves. So we may find that there's some continued frustration, but it's not as bad. Okay, you know, the 5 is less than the 10. Things begin to ease up towards the end of the week. And again, if you continue to meditate, reflect upon the Ace of Cups, meditate on the Ace of Cups, work with water energy, however you do it, that's going to help you. It's going to make things flow. And it's just a strictly temporary state of affairs. I'm sure we're going to see a wonderful reading next week. It's just this week's the way the energies are lining up. It just seems to be bottlenecking a little bit. But we can certainly get around that. So there you have it. The blog is blazed. I appreciate you tuning in and watching the blog. For without you, it'd be a blog to no avail. I love you, I appreciate you, and until I speak to you next week, many, many, many blessings.